YNR spoilers reveal that Sharon and Phyllis face life and death, with secrets exposed. Dramatic drama and dark secrets. Now witness one of the most dangerous situations in the history of the young and the restless. Sharon and Phyllis's lives are on the line as they are both trapped in an extremely tense and dangerous situation. This situation not only threatens their lives but also deeply affects the family and work relationships of those around them, especially Daniel and Summer. This is a story full of drama and tension, as things gradually come to a decisive turn. Death is near. Sharon and Phyllis face danger. Sharon and Phyllis, although two very different women, are now forced to work together to escape a mysterious enemy. The two of them are imprisoned in a dark room with no hope of easy escape. The situation becomes increasingly dangerous, as the kidnapper not only holds them in his hands but also creates harsh challenges, making them face the risk of not being able to escape. Sharon, with her strong and intelligent personality, constantly tries to find a way to escape this situation. However, she quickly realizes that her survival depends not only on her own efforts, but also on Phyllis's help. Although the two have had many conflicts in the past, in this situation, Sharon has no choice but to cooperate with Phyllis. But Phyllis is not an easy partner. With her impulsive and sometimes thoughtless personality, Phyllis always tries to control the situation and can make Sharon feel tired. Both of them begin to face serious failures in their escape plan, when once again, their courage is tested. Sharon's stern warning and Summer and Daniel's anger. While Sharon tries to keep a cool head in order to survive, she can't help but worry about Phyllis. Phyllis's personality can become dangerous when she acts on impulse without thinking carefully. Sharon, with her experience, decides to give Phyllis a stern warning: "We don't have time to play around. We have to cooperate, or we won't survive." Phyllis, despite her tough exterior, senses the seriousness in Sharon's words. This makes her rethink her tactics. However, the worries continue, and Sharon begins to realize that she herself may not be able to get out of this situation without the help of others, especially Phyllis's family. Meanwhile, in Genoa City, Daniel and Summer are increasingly worried about their mother's disappearance. They both feel the situation is getting worse, and can't stand Phyllis not contacting them. Phyllis's relationship with her children seems to be severely tested as suspicions begin to grow. Summer and Daniel, despite trying to keep their emotions in check, can't help but feel anxious. Although they both know that Phyllis can act impulsively, her sudden disappearance leaves them worried. Phyllis and Abbott Communications, shady business deals. While Sharon and Phyllis's situation is becoming dire, Phyllis continues to cause herself more trouble by angering Billy Abbott. Phyllis, who has been looking for an opportunity to re-establish her influence in Genoa City's business world, finds herself in deep trouble when she enters into shady deals involving Abbott Communications. This only complicates Phyllis's situation further, especially when she shows an overly enthusiastic attitude about the new opportunities offered by Abbott Communications. Although she tries to convince Billy about future cooperation opportunities, her efforts are not received with confidence by Billy. Billy begins to have doubts about her true motives and the deals she is making. Phyllis does not give up. She firmly asserts that this is the opportunity she has been waiting for to re-establish her position in the business world. But for Billy, Phyllis's appearance in the business environment is a warning of potential risks. Billy decides not to let Phyllis manipulate the situation and continues to maintain vigilance. When Phyllis is absent from Genoa City for an extended period of time, Daniel has no choice but to start a new search. However, despite asking Chance to launch an investigation, things seem to be going nowhere. Although Phyllis contacts her son and makes a phone call selling a fake story about her being on a business trip, this is not enough to clear Daniel and Summer's suspicions. These strange events create a crisis in the Summers family as they do not know if Phyllis is alive or if something serious has happened. Daniel, who is already worried about his mother, feels even more frustrated when he realizes that Phyllis may be hiding and venturing into shady dealings. The story is further complicated when Phyllis not only attracts Billy Abbott's attention but also puts herself in an unforeseen dangerous situation. As Daniel and Chance's search for the missing child grows more desperate, the dynamics within the Summers family begin to change. Phyllis has raised too many unexplained questions, and now it's not just her survival that's at stake, but also her family relationships, her career, and the trust of her children. Sharon and Phyllis are faced with increasingly tense situations, and the choices are of no return. It's all about life and death, and how this journey will ultimately play out. Sharon and Phyllis's life and death, facing new threats and disintegrating relationships. The Young and the Restless has always kept viewers on the edge of their seats, and this time is no exception. Sharon and Phyllis, two seemingly completely different women, are caught in a life-threatening situation, and there's no guarantee they'll survive. Tensions escalate, from Daniel urging the police to investigate, to Summer's concerns about her mother's disappearance. Meanwhile, Sharon and Phyllis struggle with a mysterious kidnapper, and make bold and risky decisions to escape his grasp. The story is not only a fight between life and death, but also a journey filled with conflicts, doubts, and severely tested relationships. Daniel and Summer, a family crisis. When Phyllis suddenly disappears, Daniel cannot sit still. He quickly asks Chance to conduct a full investigation, hoping to get answers to the mysterious disappearance of his mother. But while Daniel is eager to find out the truth, Chance is cautious and delays the investigation. This not only frustrates Daniel, but also strains his relationship with Chance, as Daniel feels that his investigator is not decisive enough and does not do enough to solve the case. This situation seems to trigger Summer's anger. Not only is she feeling insecure about her mother's disappearance, but she's also worried that Chance isn't doing enough. Furious at Chance's indifference, Summer is forced to confront him in a heated argument. She becomes even angrier when she discovers that Phyllis's strange behavior may be related to Sharon, who Summer has always suspected of having some role in the events. She then blames Sharon for everything that has happened to her mother. Summer can't understand that Phyllis's decisions may not be entirely up to Sharon, but she's overwhelmed by her anxiety and grief. Summer's anger and frustration with Sharon don't stop there. When Sharon begins to reveal some strange information about Nick Newman, updates that she can't explain, Summer quickly realizes that these secrets may be related to her mother. She begins to believe that Sharon is hiding something important and is determined to find out the truth at all costs. This information makes it impossible for Summer to remain calm, and she is determined to confront Sharon, wanting to understand everything behind Phyllis's disappearance. While Summer deals with anger and suspicion, Sharon and Phyllis are struggling with a completely different survival situation. Kidnapped and held in an abandoned mental hospital, the two have no choice but to work together. However, they are not two women who get along easily. Phyllis, with her assertive and impulsive personality, comes up with bold and risky plans that Sharon finds too dangerous. Phyllis decides to smash a window to call for help, an action that will likely reveal their location and let the kidnapper know that they are trying to escape. Phyllis confidently believes that this is the only way out, but Sharon, with her cool head, cannot agree. She grabs the chair that Phyllis is holding and tries to stop her, as this plan is too reckless and impractical. Sharon, who was always calm, was more ferocious than ever in this situation. She couldn't let Phyllis ruin their only chance, and at the same time, she had to keep them both from being discovered. Phyllis looked at Sharon with confusion, but she finally realized that if they didn't act carefully, they could both die. Despite their disagreements, Sharon and Phyllis began to brainstorm together, coming up with a viable escape plan. They knew that this was their only chance to stay alive. While Phyllis was always the quick thinker, Sharon was the one who knew how to work in a long-term plan. They both began to realize that, in order to survive, they had to cooperate and rely on each other's strengths. Race against time, can they escape? As Chance delays his investigation and Summer continues to get caught up in her anger and grief, Phyllis and Sharon are running out of time. Every decision, every mistake could lead to them falling into the hands of their captors again, and this time, there may be no chance of survival. Phyllis's situation affects not only her, but also Daniel and Summer, who face serious concerns for their mother's safety. These relationships are at stake, and every action Sharon and Phyllis take could change everything. Sharon and Phyllis are not only facing their captors, but also their own lack of trust. However, in the midst of their lives, they realize that only cooperation and alertness can help them get through this dangerous situation. Can they find a way out? Or will their rash actions lead them both to a tragic end? While Summer and Daniel grapple with mixed emotions and doubts, Sharon and Phyllis continue to face daunting challenges. The kidnapper is not someone who is easily forgiven, and Sharon, for all her intelligence and strength, will have to find a way to protect them both. But will their plan succeed? And when the truth is revealed, how will the family relationships be affected? Sharon and Phyllis's fight for life, dangerous choices and questionable situations in a city where secrets and complicated relationships are at the center of the story. Sharon and Phyllis face an unimaginable challenge on the young and the restless. The two women, each with different personalities and motivations, must now work together in a life-or-death situation, but their differences may be the deciding factor that sends things in an unpredictable direction. Summer and Sharon's suspicions. When Phyllis suddenly and mysteriously disappears, Summer can't help but worry. Her relationship with her mother has always been strained, and Phyllis's disappearance only adds to her fears. However, the strangeness of Phyllis's behavior before her disappearance makes Summer feel even more uneasy. Phyllis, before her disappearance, had been acting strangely and making decisions that Summer can't explain. She begins to suspect that it's not a coincidence, and that Sharon may be directly involved in her mother's disappearance. Summer's unease gradually takes over, and she blames Sharon for everything. She can't accept that her mother, Phyllis, could be in danger without good reason, and in her mind, Sharon becomes the person who could have caused or at least known about what was happening to Phyllis. Summer and Sharon's already rocky relationship is strained. Not only is Summer suspicious of Sharon, she's also determined to make sure Sharon is responsible for all the bad things that happened to Phyllis. Mysterious Nick Newman updates and Summer's predictions. Things get even more complicated when Sharon starts to reveal some strange information about Nick Newman. This information is not only related to Phyllis's disappearance, but also raises concerns for Summer. In fact, the news about Nick may be an important piece of the bigger picture that Sharon is holding. With her sharp mind, Sharon realizes that what she knows may help her not only save herself, but also help others understand the situation better. However, for Summer, these updates do not bring her comfort. On the contrary, they only make her more confused. Summer fears that Sharon's connection to the Nick news is no coincidence, and that it may be part of a conspiracy that Sharon has yet to reveal. However, filled with suspicion, Summer no longer views Sharon with sympathy or friendliness. She has come to see Sharon as a threat to Phyllis's safety, and therefore Sharon's words are now seen as part of a cover-up strategy. Phyllis and Sharon escape plan and face of danger while Summer struggles with her mixed emotions. Phyllis and Sharon are facing real danger. The two of them are held captive in an abandoned mental hospital where there is no hope of rescue. The mysterious kidnapper has deprived them of any chance of escape, and it seems that the women are trapped in an inevitable life-or-death battle. Phyllis, who is quick-witted and decisive, comes up with a plan to break the window and call for help. However, Sharon does not think this is a good idea. She worries that not only will it reveal their location, but it may also let the kidnapper know that they are planning an escape. Sharon, despite being held captive in the same situation, remains rational and quickly stops Phyllis as she prepares to break the window. "Phyllis, don't do it!" Sharon yelled when she saw Phyllis about to act. She quickly grabbed the chair that Phyllis was holding and held it tight, determined not to let her make a serious mistake. Phyllis, always optimistic and not giving up easily, still argued with Sharon. However, Sharon was not easily convinced. "If you do that, we won't survive," Sharon warned, her tone filled with determination. With the situation so dire, the two knew that they needed to work together to find a way out. Phyllis and Sharon began to brainstorm and plan their escape more carefully. However, their plan did not only depend on what they could do in this room, but also had to face the threat from outside, with the danger lurking. Daniel, Chance, and the tense investigation. Sharon and Phyllis were trying their best to find a way out of this deadly situation. Daniel was facing another challenge. Although he had asked Chance to conduct a thorough investigation into his mother's disappearance, Chance was in no hurry to act. Chance's reasons were unclear, but he appeared cautious and unwilling to rush into action. This made Daniel even more anxious and frustrated, as he felt that Chance was not being decisive enough in finding Phyllis. This delay only made Summer even angrier. She did not understand why Chance was not taking more drastic action. The relationship between Summer and Chance became even more strained when she confronted him directly. Summer, in her anger, could not accept this indecision, and she was forced to confront Chance, demanding that he act quickly to save her mother. "I can't sit still and wait any longer," Summer shouted, her eyes bloodshot with anger. "My mother is in danger, and what are you doing? Don't disappoint me anymore." With the situation becoming tense, both Sharon and Phyllis were running out of time. Their lives are threatened not only by the kidnapper, but also by intertwined relationships and bad choices. Summer, Daniel, and Chance are all facing strong doubts and emotions, but can they act fast enough to save Phyllis and Sharon? And can Sharon and Phyllis escape this deadly situation? All these questions will be answered in the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless, as the battle between life and death, love and betrayal, trust and doubt continues to take hold.